Hi guys, this is the Tech Guy here. Welcome back to my channel. So when it comes to security, cameras are very essential. But if you guys have been following me on my social media, you know that I'm having my first child soon. So for today's video, I'll be reviewing the Eufy Pan and Tilt and seeing if it's good for home security and if it can be really used for a baby monitor. Before I continue with this video, if you guys have any questions in regards to smart home or want to share your experience in smart home, do not hesitate to contact me via socials, or you can drop your comments below. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. This channel is all about smart home news, reviews and tutorials. Like always, I'll be leaving links in the description below if you're interested in purchasing the Eufy 2K Pan and Tilt camera. Now back to the video. The Eufy Pan and Tilt comes at a reasonable price of $47.99 and it has a white body with an upper half shaped like a dome. This camera can turn 360 degrees horizontally and 96 degrees vertically. You can also get a full view of the entire room with a simple press of a button. We'll be checking how that works later in the video. So I did mention this is the 2K version, but you can also get the Pan and Tilt in 1080p. To know which one you're getting, P24 comes with 2K and P22 comes with 1080p. If you purchase the 2K version, you will be getting 1080p when you enable HomeKit. But in exchange, you do get access to HomeKit Secure Video, which is essentially a way to securely store and stream your video clips in your iCloud without it going against your allotted space, depending on your iCloud subscription plan. So let's start off with the design. The area around the lens has 8 infrared LED for night vision capability up to 32.8 feet. So you can keep an eye on your room even in low light settings. It has 8 digital zoom and 125 degree field of view. It also uses AI technology to identify humans and pets. But the best part is it can detect crying, so you can notify you so you know when your little one needs some attention. Now, if you want to store your recordings locally, you can install a micro SD card. The slot is only accessible once you have the device turned off and by manually turning the camera upwards. A very clever way to hide the SD card. Of course, the SD card is not included in the box, but you can install up to 128 gigabytes. At the bottom, you'll find a small circular LED ring to indicate the status of the camera, blue to show it is turned on, and red when it detects motion. On the right of the base, you'll find a speaker and a microphone, so you can have two-way communication in real time to anyone that is near to the camera. So before I continue, I just want to make it clear, this is not a baby monitor. This is an indoor security camera, but it does have a crying feature to notify you when your baby is crying excessively. Eufy can also act like a siren when it detects unusual motion or when it detects intruders. Of course, you will need to set this feature up if you want it to work. Continuing with the design, at the back you'll find a micro USB port which is used to power the device, and you will also find a setup button to pair your device or return it to factory settings. At the bottom it comes with the grey rubber feet and you'll find the HomeKit setup code. It also has a slot for the wall mount which is provided in the box along with the relevant screws. Speaking what's inside the box, you will also find a micro USB cable and a power adapter. Not only it works with Apple HomeKit, but it also works with Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant. But that's not entirely true. As advertised on the Eufy website, it can connect to Amazon Alexa. But for some odd reason, when I tried to discover the device via the Amazon Alexa app, it always failed. Now I have been seeing that other customers are having the same issue. I also have contacted Eufy and still awaiting their answer. I will keep you guys updated via my socials. Now, in terms of setting up the Eufy camera, it's very easy and simple if this is your first time. You will need to download and install the Eufy app from the App Store or the Play Store. Once installed, you will need to create an account. If you have already created an account, then make sure you're signed in. From there, you will need to add the device by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the device. Press and hold the setup button and follow the instructions on the screen. For HomeKit, it's the same setup for all HomeKit accessories. Open the Home app on your phone, tap the plus button found at the top right hand corner of the screen, scan the QR code on the bottom of the device and continue to follow the rest of the setup process. Now, at the time of recording, it does not work with Amazon Alexa, so I'm afraid I will have to skip that part. Overall, the Eufy security app is very simple to use and has a simple interface. When you open the app, you're greeted with a device tab that displays all your Eufy connected cameras in a one-pager. Since this is the only Eufy product I have, it will only display the indoor tilt and pan. Under the camera picture, you'll find 4 icons. On the left, you'll find the Wi-Fi icon. On the right, you'll find the snooze bell icon to snooze any notification. The second icon will give you options to review events, and finally, the settings icon. When you tap on the camera image, it will open up a live view. This is where you have a lot more options and a bit more freedom to play with the device. In the middle, you'll find a digital pad where you can move the camera left, right, up or down. Now, this does have a tracking feature where it tracks any motion Eufy detects. Whether you're controlling the camera manually or let the camera track motion, it can be really responsive, but it does have a couple second lag. Underneath, you'll find more option for the camera: record, screenshot, speak if you want to have a two-way communication, round look, which is a quick 360 sweep, enable or disable sound. You can also view stored events where you can find recordings and events the Eufy has recorded for you that might interest you. Auto night vision, enable alarm and motion tracking, and finally to calibrate the device. Going back to the top where you can swipe left of the image, you can play back your current image to events Eufy has recorded. Use swipe gestures to review the timeline or use the skip button. Finally, moving on to the settings page, you will have access to its advanced features. Now, I won't be explaining everything here as it's self-explanatory, but I will be still explaining things that I feel that could be useful to know. In the pan and tilt settings, you can choose the rotate speed. Personally, I would leave it at 3. I found it when you changed it to 1, it lost its responsiveness. But when you change it to 5, it increases the responsiveness, but it was much harder to control. In the motion detection tab, it has a feature to set a activity zone, which Eufy will monitor and record in the area you have marked. You can use the built-in AI to detect a person or pets. Set the sensitivity for motion tracking. Again, I would leave it in the middle. You don't want Eufy to miss out everything or go berserk. Just a quick note, when you do enable HomeKit, you will see that some of these features are disabled. For the fact that this product has been out for more than a year and Eufy has yet to resolve this issue baffles me. Next up, sound detection. This is where I found it incredibly useful, especially if you're thinking of using it as a baby monitor. The built-in AI can notify you when it detects your baby crying excessively. Again, I wouldn't mess about with the sensitivity too much as it can detect other sounds and may give you false alarms. It does have a pet command for those who do have pets. It can detect pets and play a command when your pet enters your activity zone. Again, this feature is disabled once you have enabled HomeKit. Again, when you have HomeKit enabled, it can only record up to 1080p and you won't be able to store video or images on Eufy cloud storage or enable NAS. You can, however, insert a micro SD card to store locally, but you will still need to have a Wi-Fi connected device in order to view them on the Eufy app. The next tab is events, again where you can view your recordings. You can scroll through your timeline, review the event, download it to your phone or tablet, share it with your friends and family, or delete the event. Finally, the security tab where you can set some basic automation. By default, it chooses home, which will enable detection, video recording, and also send notifications to your phone. Away mode is the same, but it will activate the siren, which is built into the camera when motion is detected. This arm disables all device triggers and schedule, which can switch from different security modes as you like. Since I'll be using this as a baby monitor, I'll probably leave it on home mode. Moving on to performance and quality. Now, of course, I can't test it out as a baby monitor but I can test it out as a home security camera. One of the features that I absolutely love is the ability to control your camera while streaming, record and take screenshots. While I'm away from home, I can do a quick check to see if there's anything unusual happening for reassurance, or check up on the baby, of course when the baby comes round, and if I'm lucky, I won't miss out on those important, memorable moments. Of course, Eufy can record when it detects motion. Combine that with tracking, which works great even in night vision mode. You do, however, see that jump when it's moving, but you'll expect that from a £50 camera. Speaking of night vision, I'm really surprised at the quality it can record or stream while in night vision mode. Eufy manages to maintain the quality when switching from normal to night vision. It produces crisp quality and clearly see objects or if someone walks into the Eufy vision. Again, a great feature to have while you're away or monitoring your child at night while they are sleeping. Now, the next feature that I think is really important to have for an indoor security camera is the ability to have a two-way communication that anyone passes or comes near to the camera. The audio and mic is really great at picking up people's voices and you can hear it clearly.
Hey babe, can you make us some tea?
Yeah, sure. What would you like?
Tea with oatmeal, please.
Tea with oatmeal. All right, cool. No problem. Now, of course, if you're a HomeKit user like myself, you get access to HomeKit Secure Video. You can view live stream within the Home app and view your recordings, whether it's normal mode or in night vision. You also have a small icon to control your nearby smart devices and of course, share your recordings. I personally found it better to stream on the Home app than the Eufy app. For some odd reason, the Eufy app is about 1 second behind, whereas the Home app is much more faster when streaming. Of course, you do lose the ability to stream in 2K when HomeKit is enabled. But the one thing I was disappointed to see when you enable HomeKit, you lose the ability to have a two-way communication. You can still hear anything that comes into the camera, but you can't output audio. You can't also do a 360 round look, and it doesn't have a dedicated button to take a screenshot. It does have motion tracking and starts recording when it detects motion if you choose to do so, but you will need to enable motion tracking before you enable HomeKit if you want to have access to this feature. To wrap up this week's video, overall I'm really happy with the Eufy Pan and Tilt camera. It does have some impressive features and not to mention the amazing low price. This is definitely a camera I would recommend for indoor security if you're on a budget, and not to mention it's very easy to set up and has clear instructions to follow. The quality is amazing for both Eufy and HomeKit Secure Video. It's just a shame that Eufy still haven't added the additional features found on the Eufy app onto the Home app. Hopefully in the near future, Eufy adds additional support for HomeKit. I can also see it as a great alternative to a baby monitor, minus the fact that it doesn't have its own dedicated screen. I will be releasing another video in the future and seeing how it's like as a baby monitor. It will be interesting to see how it works. And that's it for this week's video. Like always, I will be leaving links in the description below if you're interested in purchasing the Eufy 2K Pan and Tilt camera. And if you have any questions or want to say what your thoughts are regarding the camera, then make sure you drop your comments below. Hope you have enjoyed watching this video. If you have, then please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't already done so. Thanks for watching. Until next time, this is Imad the Tech Guy signing out. Bye.